When Mandela came out in the Western Cape, they voted for Nelson Mandela because there was no difference between us. We are one people. It is the ANC government that said, no, you are black as a colored and Penuel is African. That's where we differ. We don't want to differ. Now you say to us, oh, you don't want to be black. No, we want to be African like you. We want to, because we died like you died. We fought like you fought. I told you names. On this side, when they hanged Solomon Mahlangu, they hanged Mr. Rivers. Our struggle was intertwined. But people are too angry and too woke to accept that. No one can argue me with that. But why is it today when a colored child and a black child walk into a shop, into a job interview, and they score the same points, why is it legislatively that a black should be hired?
Let's get into that a little bit. I'll get back to the questions. The history of this country is, of course, very complicated. And many people fought for the liberation we have today, which sadly is mostly political, not economic so much. And a big chunk of the land still hasn't been given back to the people. When you look at the tweets, when you look at the social media storm that has been lit by this open chats clip, you realize that there's a lot of fighting and there's a lot of negativity on both sides, black and colored. There seems to be racism on both sides. I know there's many people that say black people can't be racist. I believe when you're prejudiced against another race, you're racist. There's a lot of racism and there's a deep issue. And you're very right that our government from 94 hasn't resolved this. The argument for prioritizing the black African child over the colored, which should be colored African child, is that colored seem to have been favored during apartheid. And that maybe needs to be one of the conversations. And for you to maybe acknowledge, was that really happening? Or is that a misnomer? Because even if you go to places like the Western Cape, which has got a huge colored community, it seems like white people who are still the most well-off when it comes to income inequality that we have, they still seem to treat colored people better. And for many black people, the cries that you hear on the ground is that colored people still have a chip on their shoulder where they feel like they're better than black people.
No, that is true. It's true. Colored people had it better rights, better access. I know, because I grew up black and colored. When I go to my cousin's house, my family's house in the township, I must use the bucket toilet. But we on the colored side had flushing toilets. My first march, which I arranged in Heidedal, was in solidarity with my cousins and the black kids at their school, because they didn't have textbooks. They had to buy them while we got them for free. And I, at a young age, arranged a march of 5,000 people in Heidedal, who marching to the township in solidarity for books. But you know what makes this so hurtful? Despite colored people getting those privileges, they said, we don't want this if our black people don't have this.